Good afternoon, this 27th day of July 2024. Thank you for joining TV47's edition of News Now with me, Sheila Chelangat, and we definitely will keep you up to speed at what is happening in the country. Let's begin with a story from Nandi Hills, where two drivers are nursing injuries after a trailer carrying concrete electric post lost control, hitting the barrier at Nandi Hills. Those injured are receiving treatment at Nandi Hills Level 4 Hospital. We'll bring you that story as the bulletin goes on. Let's move on. President William Ruto earlier today nominated Onesmus Kipchumba Murkomen as the new Sports Cabinet Secretary should he be approved by the government. We have a short technical problem, but let's move on to President William Ruto has said that his unity government will help him achieve his development agenda. Let's take a look at what is happening live in Kwale County today. We are following up on that story. We'll bring you up to speed with what is happening as the bulletin goes by. Meanwhile, let's take a look at what is happening in Nyandarua County, where a family from Karira village in Mwea, Kirinyaga, has Right, we do have a little bit of a technical problem. The Ministry of Education has been tasked by Nyandarua Teachers Association to label the area as hardship due to regular cold experiences. The Director of Secondary Education at the Ministry of Education, Mr. William Sugut, the Chair of Kenya National Union of Teachers, Johanna Ndungu, and Peter Maina, the Chair of the Kenya Secondary School Heads Association, spoke at Kiganjo Secondary School in Nyandarua County. Let's take a look at what is happening there.
Nyandarua is a very good cold place, and most of the teachers who work here, they retire with serious conditions, either asthma, either arthritis, and all that. It is a request as Kesha that Nyandarua be made a hardship area so that the funds that we get can take care of our old age. Well, Director.
The Nyandarua is a cold desert. That's why we have got an mass exit of teachers from Nyandarua to other counties. And much of the money the teachers earn goes to keep them healthy.
Issues of capitation are very critical. Issues of textbooks are very important. Issues of making this place a hardship region is something that possibly will go through the necessary stages, and of course government will be able to advise accordingly.
Moving on, President William Ruto has extended his condolences to the people of Ethiopia for the loss of lives in the Godzi Kebele landslide, assured Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed of Kenya's support during this difficult time. The devastating landslide has so far claimed the lives of more than 257 people and affected over 15,000 people. President Ruto commended the local authorities and the Ethiopian Red Cross and the entire government machinery for their tireless efforts in the search and rescue operations. Sad events there in Ethiopia. Let's come back to the country. And internally displaced persons in Siaya County under the Western Nyanza caucus have called upon the national government to ensure that they are equally compensated. Speaking during a meeting in Siaya, the caucus director Eric Oyugi stated that they are afraid that they might not be compensated. He further urged the members to unite and stand firm to ensure that they are compensated. According to Oyugi, a total of 587,572 IDPs are yet to receive compensation, with 8,495 being from Siaya County.
Tunaenda kufanya fidia hawa watu kutoka Nyanza na Western pia ni Wakenya kama hao wengine waliokuwa wamepewa fidia shilingi 1400. Hata hawa pia sisi pia tupewe sawa sawa na hawa bila ubaguzi.
Ningependa niombe serikali, tumeshukuru kwa ile pesa kidogo ametolea waadhiriwa, na tunazidi kuomba serikali waketi chini na viongozi wetu waweze kuongeza hiyo pesa ili waadhiriwa wote kutoka Siaya County na Kenya mzima wapate fidia iliyo sawa na wale wenzetu waliotutangulia.
Tunaishi vibaya venye tulitoka huko, hatuna makao, tunateseka, watoto wetu hata wajenda shule kwa sababu mahali pa kushika hakuna.
Right, and a section of religious leaders say President William Ruto missed out on a golden opportunity to heal the country once and for all. The clergy from different denominations say the new look cabinet not only falls short of representing the face of Kenya, but also did not capture the demands of Gen Zs. Nyeri Archbishop Anthony Muheria has told members of parliament not to let Kenyans down by approving cabinet secretaries with questionable integrity.
Even before the dust settles on President William Ruto's move to name his new cabinet, which includes members of the opposition, a section of the clergy is up in arms calling out the president for being tone deaf.
Katika uteuzi ambayo imefanywa, ilikuwa ni maombi yangu vijana hatu wangepewa nafasi washiriki, wapate nafasi, si wale wazee tena.
And suggestions to be made to you. Suggestions that may not be according to your way of thinking, but yes, will help to build this noble and great Kenya that all of us really are longing. We can start putting blocks. We are longing to see it.
Au kuhusisha kanisa, au kuhusisha Gen Z, na au kuhusisha other sectors. Hiyo ni kumaanisha ya kwamba hiyo uteuzi haikuwa ya huru na ya haki.
The clergy from different denominations who spoke separately say the move by the president to reappoint a section of members of the old cabinet beats the very purpose the cabinet was dissolved, as it falls short of representing the face of Kenya. Sentiments echoed by Nyeri Catholic Archbishop Anthony Muheria.
It is important, I feel, some of the things that our young people have raised very, very solidly. One is integrity. And I do feel that this is a conversation we must have a bit more in depth. And perhaps we are missing, our leadership is still missing this link.
According to Muheria, the government could have missed a golden opportunity to heal the country once and for all, since the reason why the country is witnessing political turbulence is due to the fact that political leadership lacks integrity.
Integrity is also hearing not what you want to hear, but hearing what is being said and allowing yourself to be critiqued, criticized, corrected, and we must truly try to repackage, not repackage will dealing or agreements or whatever may be reconstruction that is not around integrity is still not touching the wounds of our country.
Muheria has told members of parliament not to let Kenyans down by approving cabinet secretaries with questionable integrity.
For parliamentarians in passing the nominees, in examining whether they are fit for an office, that must be a major consideration. Do they display integrity in their life, in their family?
On Thursday, President William Ruto named the second batch of his cabinet, which included members of the opposition. a move that has raised mixed reactions, with many arguing that the demands raised by the Gen Z were not met. This was after weeks of defiance by the youngsters, who demanded, among other things, accountability. Ruga Ival, TV47.
Thank you, Ruga. A section of Kenyans have formed part of the ongoing annual Jalsa Salana convention happening in the United Kingdom, a yearly convention organized by the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. Prayer sessions dominated the event. And as Moige William reports from England, Kenyans in attendance are praying for peace in Kenya across all parties for progress and prosperity of the nation.
Over 40,000 people from all walks of life and from across the globe have gathered here. At Alton in Hampshire, United Kingdom, for prayers. The Ahmadiyya Muslim community, led by their spiritual leader, gathering in England for the 58th annual Jalsa Salana convention, an annual meeting by this community.
People who are serving you, you should just overlook their shortcomings. This is our moral standards. This is what the Prince Messiah wants from us. This is the teaching of Islam, and this is the practice and character of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Kenyans are also present, with their prayers heavy on the situation back home, occasioned by the demand and long protest by the Gen Z.
Patriotism ni jambo la msingi sana. Kwa hiyo pande zote mbili, waongozaji na waongozwaji, kwanza ni lazima waangalia kwamba uzalendo ni jambo la msingi sana.
I think peace is very important. You know, if a young man loses his life, you know, demanding that corruption should stop, or that's a very, very sad thing. So for that, I think it's important that we have peace in Kenya.
Thing is that they have to be very careful, but there should be a major campaign about the corruption, otherwise you can't stop it. And it would be internationally.
Prayers marking the official opening of the 58th Jalsa Salana of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community here in Alton. We're geared up for TV47, Alton, Hemisphere, United Kingdom.
Thank you, Moige. And back to the country, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Moka has maintained he will not join forces with President William Ruto in his government of the national unity. Kalonzo, who spoke in Othaya, Nyeri County, said his conscience and what he's termed the love of the people cannot allow him to work with President Ruto. He spoke as fellow Azimio principals Eugene Wamalwa and Jeremiah Kioni endorsed him as Azimio leader in the wake of ODM joining the government.
My conscience will not allow me. For the love of this nation, we will stand. Hata William Ruto anajua Kalonzo atakuwa mpinzani wake. Hiyo anajua wazi. Anajua hiyo. Kuna mengine wazi. Kuna mengine aliyo wazi. Mwenyewe alitamka huko Homa Bay. Akasema rafiki yetu Raila akienda AU inaonekana atabaki na Kalonzo. Akaanza kucheka. Endelea kucheka rafiki yangu. Habari ndio hiyo. Na tutaanguka nao. Watoto achilia. Zakayo tutaanguka naye. Hakuna, tuseme ukweli hapa. Tutoke hapa tukijua Kalonzo amesema ataanguka na Zakayo. Itaanguka naye. Kwa hiyo kama itaanguka naye, wananisubiri ati niwe Attorney General, sijui niwe nini. Ya nini? Nilikuwa Vice President wa Kibaki. Niteremshe heshima hiyo ya Kibaki, niende kuwa Attorney General. Haiwezekani. Wangapi anasema nisikubali maneno kama hayo?
Sisi kama Azimio tumekaa pamoja na tumekubaliana ya kwamba kwa sababu safari ya siasa tutakuwako, safari ya siasa ya upinzani tutakuwa nayo. Sisi sasa mwenye atakuwa akituongoza kwa hiyo safari itakuwa Kalonzo Musyoka. Steven Kalonzo Musyoka. Yeye ndio kiongozi wetu katika Azimio. Mambo ya upinzani yeye ndio kiongozi wetu. Yeye ndio atatuambia zile hatua tutapiga kwenda mbele, kwa sababu hii ni jambo ambalo lazima tuliongee.
Sisi kama wanaazimio pia tumesema tuna release mzee wetu aende ajitetee kwa kile kitu cha AU. Lakini sisi tutaendelea tukiwa na Mheshimiwa Kalonzo Musyoka, akiwa kiongozi wetu na timu yetu ya wanaazimio kusimama nanyi wananchi kuendelea kuwatetea. Hatutawaacha.
President William Samoei Ruto, go ahead and fill your cabinet. This team is not interested in being part of your cabinet.
And moving on, over 60 billion worth of financial assets are being held by the Unclaimed Financial Assets Authority of Kenya. This translates to 32 billion shillings in cash and 1.7 billion shares worth 30 billion shillings. Speaking in Mombasa, UFAA CEO John Mwangi blames it on the many low-value assets that do not motivate owners to make a claim as the main contributor to the increase of unclaimed assets from 55.6 to 66 billion. Address this problem. UFAA, in partnership with Cape Media, has launched a nationwide campaign to sensitize Kenyans about unclaimed financial assets. In the campaign, the authority aims to work with chiefs, the judiciary, and other national government administrative officers to reach out to families that lost their loved ones and who might have left behind financial assets.
We have to look for
received of 32 billion Kenya shillings in cash. We have also received 1.7 billion units of shares with a market value of about 30 billion, hence a global portfolio of about 62 billion. And we felt it's important that we partner with other government agencies as a government agency so that we're able to sensitize the general public on what we do and how people can claim these monies.
Ni watu wamekufa, wameaga. Lakini kuingia huko hata nimekuta pesa mingi sana ni ya Gen Z. Because ndio wale watu wanatumia simu ukibadilisha kutoka this mobile provider.
Has distributed foodstuffs, beddings, mosquito nets and household items to over 300 residents of Chala Ward in Taita Taveta who were affected by floods in May. The flood victims have been living in makeshift camps after their houses and belongings were swept away by floods, wind destroying their crops, leaving nothing for the harvest.
Shofco tunaipongeza sana, tangia wamekuja kutushika mkono. Tulikuwa na mashida mengi, kulikuja upepo mmoja unaitwa Idaya. Ukapiga mimea yetu ikaisha, tukawa na mashida, tukawa tuweza hata nunua hata neti. Saa hii tulikuwa tunaliwa na umbu, lakini leo hatutaliwa na umbu. Tulikuwa na shida, tukawa tunakosa hata safuria. Lakini sasa hivi nimepata safuria kutoka kwa Shofco. Hata mattress, yani leo ninalala free, yani kabisa, yani usingizi moja kwa moja ni kwa sababu ya Shofco. Yani kitu naomba Shofco, Mungu amkumbuke huyo mkubwa wetu Odede. Yani anapotembea na hii miradi, Mungu akamuone, akatuletea mambo mengi zaidi na zaidi. Hii tu kidogo tumepokea na Mungu wa amani amkumbuke. Zaidi yoyote nambariki na Zaburi 23.
Ambapo tangu tulipopata mvua alafu mafuriko yakaingia ndani, hatujaipata shirika lingine ambayo limetufadhili kama Shofco. Kwa hivyo Shofco mimi ninairudishia mkono na naiunga mkono sana na nawarudishia pia na wakubwa wao mkono na wakumbuka tena sana. Mungu awabariki.
Huku tuko na wanachama kama Shofco hapa network, tumekuja kusimama nao kwa hii msimu wa mvua ilipita, tulikuwa na uravipu wa mali yao iliharibika. Sasa leo tumekuja kuwaletea godoro, neti na household goods.
And a family from Karira village in Mwea, Kirinyaga County is mourning the death of their kin who recently graduated from the National Youth Service. James Waitharero's body was found in a mortuary by the family members and his motorcycle missing.
The mysterious disappearance of 26-year-old James Masharawero has left his family in shock. Graduating from the National Youth Service with a hope for the future, only to be found lifeless in a mortuary by the family after efforts to look for him were fruitless.
Tulikuwa hapa Kibebe tukitafuta mtoto wetu. Ni yeye James Masaria Waitherero. Ule alikuwa kupotea kutoka Saturday tariki 20 mpaka wa leo.
Family members unravel events leading to Masharia's demise. Details emerge of James' uncle, Githuku, sheds light on the tragic turn of events, highlighting the unsuspecting use of his friend's motorcycle that led to his untimely death and theft of the bike, with Gerald, James' friend, almost repaying a 6,000 loan remainder for the motorcycle.
Hiyo pikipiki mpaka sasa haijapatikana na tungetaka haki ifanywe ama tusaidiwe zaidi tuweze kupata
hata hiyo pikipiki sababu iko na deni, mwenyewe aweze kuilipa ama kuipata, aendelee na kazi yake ya kulipa akifanya kazi. Na sana sana pia tunataka haki itendeke, tupate haki hasa ya huyo mtoto wetu.
James being brought unconscious to the hospital by unknown individuals adds another layer of mystery to this tragic tale, as the family seeks answers and justice.
And 2 drivers are nursing injuries after a trailer carrying concrete electric posts lost control, hitting the barrier at the Nandi Hills. Those injured are receiving treatment at Nandi Hills Level 4 Hospital. And in the world of sports, we shift focus to Paris, where the Olympics 2024 official opening ceremony was held on Friday night in Paris, France. The national